Okay, today we're going to do Philly cheesesteak front to back. We're going to use beef top round from Food Lion, which is for London broil. You could use chuck's chuck roast if you want to. It's got a little more fat in it, and we're just going to slice it up on the meat slicer. And this is not an instructional video on how to use a meat slicer. Watch. It's about how to make Philly cheesesteak and make sure you follow your manufacturer's instructions on how to safely use their meat slicer. Okay, we've got the meat all sliced up, and I'm going to just ball this up into 10 steak balls, which are just bigger than, would be a really big meatball if you were making meatballs. And we're doing this a little differently today where I'm narrating instead of talking while we're doing this. And we're just going to get these in the bag and in the freezer. I use a Ziploc bag that's got a zipper on it. I don't like the ones that just kind of push down to seal for this. I want something that's going to seal good. Okay. Get them in the bag and get them in the freezer. Now I've taken these out a couple days later, and we're going to start cutting them up. I've left them on the counter for about an hour to defrost a little bit, not completely. You don't want it to go too long. It'll be mushy. You want it to be kind of stiff, but not impossible to cut through either. You don't want it to be like a rock. You don't have to cut it in this shape. I mean, as long as it's twice cut, and you'll see when we get towards the end of what's left over, we're not going to be able to do that. Flip it over. Once you get a flat surface, it's a lot easier to cut with on the flat surface. And you see at the end here, you're just kind of chopping it up in little pieces. Okay, and that's ready to be sprinkled. We're going to put a little bit of broiled steak seasoning on this, or what used to be called broiled steak seasoning. It's now called Perfect Pinch Steak by McCormick. Okay, you could put salt if you wanted to. You don't have to put anything. And we're going to put that in the refrigerator and just let it sit there until we're ready to cook. And a few hours later we got out our onions and peppers frozen, and I'm just going to chop them up. I put some olive oil in there, let it get hot, and I'm just going to let this go over the sound so you can hear the kind of sizzle you want to achieve before you add the steak in. Okay, we're ready. We're going to put the steak in. And make sure you clean that plate all up. You worked hard to get that steak. And then it's going to chop, chop, chop. We're not going to start flipping it right away. You'll notice it'll fall apart. And then once you've kind of chopped it for a while, you stop flipping. And it's a good idea to hang on to the handle of the frying pan. And I'm sorry I had my arm in the way here, but to keep it on the burner. And we're just going to flip until we don't see red anymore. And if there's a little bit of red, that's okay, because it's going to still cook after you put the cheese on. And we'll get that. And now it's kind of ready, so I'm just going to kind of put it all in the center there, clean it up a little bit, and then sprinkle the cheese on. And you can use any cheese you like, any amount of cheese you like. That's up to you. Okay, and we get that in there, and then once that's set, I'm just going to reach over and shut off the burner. Here we go. Oh, I lied. Okay, there we go. All right, we're just going to let that melt real good. And then we got out the rolls that Tammy baked for us. We have nice homemade rolls, which are really great. And then one move of the spatula, and bam, we got a sandwich there. And I've gotten pretty good at that. Of course, the second one isn't quite as good, as it's all over the place. And you probably might want to save a little cheese to sprinkle on the second sandwich so it's nice and evenly coated. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed our video today. I apologize for my arm. And there we go, 2 Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, just that simple. Bye.